Hello again. Well, we're getting to the end. By now, you should have all your orange beads filled in. And good for you for getting to this step. We now need to finish the pin. So in order to do that, you need to take your scissors and trim away all of the white backing around the pin. Trim that away until you're left with just the outline of the t-shirt like this. Be very careful not to cut your stitches. It's okay to have some white sticking out, as you can see here. This has white sticking out. When you're done with that, you take it and this red piece of felt that's in your kit, we're going to use that now to create the backing. Take the cutout of your t-shirt and trace it onto the backing like this. So just trace around it. And between the two underarms, right in the middle, make a little line. The reason for that is where your pin is going to go, you see? And once you've got that done, take your pin that's in your kit, place it on that little mark, and stitch it down. There's 2 holes in the bottom of this pin. Excuse me. That's where your needle will go through. So you hold it there, and you can start out by poking your needle up here so you have somewhere to put. And just take a moment. Oh, whoops, I'm not on screen. Take a minute to stitch that down. It's a little tricky at first. Doesn't have to be fancy, it's just to hold that pin in place. So as you can see, go down one side, go on the other side of the hole. Come back. And do that. So that it becomes secure. Okay, so here is the pin sewn on. As you can see, there's stitches holding that on. Next thing you need to do is put glue on the back of your pin, all in the area where the stitches are. Put the glue on there, and then turn this guy over and line it up. The tracing should actually be on both sides. Line it up and stick them together. So then that way this covers all your stitches, the pin is in place, and you're ready to finish. Once it's all stuck together, you let it dry for a bit. Take your scissors and closely trim away the excess. So now your pin has a backing, the front, and the pin. You can take your needle and stitch in between. You can come up. You don't have to do this portion, but it does help it stay together. You can come up like this. And then stitch it around. And it doesn't have to be maybe every second or third bead. You can come up and stick it in between. And you see on the edge there, and you just keep working your way all the way around until it's stitched together like this. And it gives it a nice finished look. So you don't have to do that, but it's a good way of making sure things stay in place. Once all your pieces are together, the backing is on, then you're going to work on edging. This is what I mean by edging. It hides the excess interfacing that's sticking out, and it gives it a nice finished look. There's different types of edging you can do. This one is just simple. This one's a little more fancy. This one has orange shiny beads. So I think in your kit you have enough orange shiny beads to put it around the edges, I believe. And I will show you how to go about that in this next part. So take your needle in the bottom corner of the shirt where you started and put it just through the interfacing from the back. Come from the back. Oh, I forgot to put a knot in my thread. I guess I better fix that. Without the knot, nothing will happen. Your pin could actually be done at this point if you wanted to leave it like this, but if you wanted to do some finishing on it, this would be your next step. So come up, and there's your thread. Put it through that first bead. You see? Just put it through there and gently pull it. Then you're going to pick up, well, there's a few ways to do this. Pick up two beads and let them fall to the bottom. Actually pick up, you could do 2 or you could do 3. Let's pick up 3. And you see your thread is coming through this bead here. Skip 1 bead. Hope you can see that. Skip a bead and put your needle through in the same manner. And pull gently. The trick with this is to pull gently. And those little guys are going to sit like this. Take your needle and put it through this bead here sitting closest to you. So now, because you just started, we used 3, but now carrying on, we're going to use 2 beads. So we're going to pick up 2. 3 was just to give it a base to sit on, 1 guy on top, 1 to lead from. So now we're going to do the same process, but pick up 2 beads from here on in, skip a bead, and go through, pull it, and again go through that last bead on the line like this. Pull it up, give it a gentle tug, and you now have this shape forming. And if you have little pieces of thread like this sticking out here and there, at the very end you can take a lighter and very quickly just burn them off. They will melt and be out of your way. So you can do this all the way around and pick up 2. Skip 1 bead. And this is why it was important that we sewed down every bead in the outline, so that whichever one you're going to do your edging with, it doesn't pull the bead away and look floppy. Go through the bottom gently. If you get tangled, just kind of gently back up and get rid of it. But as you can see, it goes pretty quick. And do that up into the top, and then I'll show you how to turn the corner. Okay. So as you can see, when you get up to the corner, how do you turn? It's kind of, how do you fit this? One thing you could do is I just put 1 bead instead of 2 in the corner, and then that way you can come up and just carry on. Come up and, oops, I keep going off screen. You can put that little guy in the corner, go through the black guy on the new side, and catch that 1 bead. It can be a little tricky. I'm gonna have to turn this around. Catch that bead. Be careful you don't make a knot like I just did. And now you're ready to go the other way. So pick up 2. Skip 1. And carry on. To the edge. And then each edge, you need to make a decision. It depends on how your beading is, as to how to go around that edge. So let's see, let's get there. And see how this one looks. Okay, so here we are. This last bead is going this way, and then we want to go up this way. We could pick up 2 and put our needle through the one going the other way around the corner, you see? And then just carry on. And this is a little bit awkward because I feel like I'm doing this backwards because I'm holding it for the camera. But I hope that turns out okay. Let's see. Pick up 2 more. Skip 1. Go up through the last bead. And I think that's going to be okay. So same thing when you get up to the other corner. So I think you get the idea by now. When you get to the other side, you do the exact same thing, as it's the same as this side. And that's it. So I'll put it on pause and finish this and see how you're doing. Okay, so I've gotten all the way around my pin, as you can see, and you'll notice right at the end here, there's a bit of a gap, right? Where we changed from where we started to where we end. So what we could do about that is pick up a bead, just one bead, and go up through those two ones where you started. Pull your thread gently, and that will close the gap. So how do we finish this? Just take your needle, go down to the base, and then push in behind through the interfacing. Pull very gently. Now your needle's on the back, and you can just make a little knot. Make sure you grab some of the fabric. Loop it through, pull it tight. You could do it twice if you like, if you want to be very, very sure. Oh, come on. There we go. And trim that off, and there you go. There is your finished orange shirt pin. And how wonderful that you've managed to finish this. So if I could ask you to email me a picture of your pin, I would be so pleased. My email is fran.rogers, R-O-G-E-R-S, at gppsd.ab.ca. And if you email me a picture of your pin, I would love to display it as part of our community effort to create visual space for Indigenous survivors of the residential school experience. Wear your pin proud. If you feel so inclined, you could wear it, gift it to somebody, and make sure that it has a presence in our community. And take it from there. I hope to see these pins around town. Thank you.